it's Amanda here from DMG, and I have another in my mini series taking a look at these game guides, and today's guide is from Future Press and it is Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. I am super excited to play this game. I decided to get the guide because it is still out, and I know that historically these guides have a one-off print of so many, and then once they're gone, they're gone. And certainly, as I said in a previous video, there's been a tweet recently from Future Press saying that basically I think that one of the guides, people have particularly been asking for it to be reprinted, and they're saying, came back and said they really looked into it, but it's just not going to happen, it's just not feasible for them. So I think that that means that if you want one of these, you need to get them while you see them, even if you haven't started the game but you know you're going to play the game, because you'll get to a point where you can't get them, or that you can get them but they're second hand, and you can get some brilliant quality second hands. My Bloodborne one was second hand, but you will pay more for a second-hand copy. And that's the other thing, these actually turn out to be an investment, because if you want to resell them later, you can resell them for a lot more than what you paid for them. So anyway, let's get on with looking at this one. As I said, that's Sekiro, and we're starting off, we've got a lot of lovely big artwork here on the front. The two that I've had previously from Future Press have been very dark on the front. They're Dark Souls, Bloodborne, very dark, so it's really nice to see this kind of lighter artwork on the front. We've got obviously that on the side, and then just on the back this. It is, as with the others, a hardback, really nice quality paper. As before I've said, you know, really good quality. You can see that it's got this lovely coating on it. It's not like super thick, but it's not thin. It's nice quality. The whole thing feels really nice quality. So we're starting off here. Again, I have not even looked at this yet. I have not had a chance. I've not long had it, so I literally am going through this with you completely blind. Okay, so first of all we have an introduction, then we have our chapter overview and table of contents, and a icon legend down the side here as well. I'm sure that will become apparent. It tells you here that we've been careful to highlight spoilers in red whenever their inclusion is necessary. Anytime you see text in a red shaded box like this one, assume that reading it could spoil the story in some way. So that's kind of cool that they've tried to, you know, make that more clear for you. We go to chapter 1, Shinobi School. All great shinobi have to start somewhere, usually learning their craft under the wing of an experienced master. This chapter will provide you with your initial guidance and take you from absolute novice to studied practitioner. So first steps, we're looking at menu, information, saving and loading, your HUD, so basically all the details of what all the things are on the screen, a bit more here, so it's all helpful information there. And then different things about how you move about the area. So you've got your idols, grappling, sprinting, jumping. Again, beautiful, beautiful artwork. And I think things like this make a real difference to the look and feel of the book. Again, more here. Anyway, we've got all about that. We've even got swimming here. Look, we've got some little pictures showing you about swimming. Then we've got things about the game's systems. So spirit emblems. There's a spoiler section there, so we don't necessarily want to read that. Storage, death, rot essences, whatever that means, acquiring loot. Then we've got about stealth, again more lovely artwork, and then just showing about the indicators, so it's just giving that information to you. There on combat, death blows, vitality and posture. Then they talk about guarding, healing, deflection. Again, more pictures. A lot of text on this one. Very interesting. Combat arts, perilous attacks. So lots of things. Status effects, upgrades, your attack power and the upgrades. So your stats on that. Gourd seeds, skill points. This is your skill points and your experience points. Like New Game Plus, New Game Plus Plus and beyond. Skills, different modes, independent skills. So then we have a little chart here showing the skill, the arts, are skills that expand your range of techniques and will be likely to be the first skill tree you unlock. Oh gosh, so there's more than one. So that's that, and that's actually obviously from the game itself, but then it's explaining here what some of these are. So for example, this first one here, whirlwind slash, then we have that here, and it gives a little diagram of the actual combat, which is really cool actually. The diagram's lovely. And then your information and a little picture of it in use down there, some stats etc there, so that's all good. And then again, same here, we've got another one, so it goes through all of those on that, and then we have another skill tree and it does the same thing. And then we have your Ashina arts, temple arts, hidden arts, master arts, and then chapter 2. There we go. So that was all chapter 1. So gosh, that was a lot of information. So really gonna help, I would think. Your Shinobi toolkit. Mastery of the sword is essential, but true Shinobi will use absolutely anything at their disposal before drawing their blade in battle. The many tools and items that the wolf draws upon are catalogued and explained in the pages that follow. So that is chapter 2. So again, another big chapter. So we've got all about the prosthetic tools, and again, this is a chart with all the upgrades, and it also tells you, for example, what you need to get to do that. Again, gives you details on that. So we've got here spinning shuriken, and then we've got that here on the chart, and so then you get information on that. It gives you your statistics and your actual just general information and little picture. So just really lovely information. Just so many things here, all different. Again, still all doing that same thing. So abduction, finger whistle. Oh, that looks like something new. Then we've got items and materials. So we've got here all your consumables and your restorative items. And then you just got them listed here, and it basically says what it is. So your healing gourd, what that does, some information about it, its effects, and where you can get it. Enhancement items, same principle, just listing, giving a little picture of it. Then we've got key items here. So for example, your prosthetic, so it tells you that that's an artificial arm, blah blah blah, and then it gives you the little story about that, how that happened and what it means for him. It gives you see page 82 for a full rundown of all the potential upgrades. So you know, it just gives you lots of information. So again, here we've got documents, keys, prayer beads, and that's sort of where they are, I think, mostly. Yeah. prayer necklaces, gourd seeds, memories, rot essences. So much detail on all of these things. And then we get to chapter 3, the path of the Shinobi. So basically, as far as I can tell, this will be your walkthrough. So then it says about the chapter, so it's telling you how to use the map here, and just Sculptor's Idol, NPC, quests, so that's your spoilers in red, so your quest endings, and obviously details on your map. So sometimes less complex interiors will be shown directly on the map, and then I guess you'll get the more complicated interior somewhere else. Oh, and there's your legend as well. So then we go to the actual walkthrough, and so you've got your map, and then it says like number 1 step obviously, and then where to go, and then you can follow that through this if you so desire. As I've said on previous ones, I tend to do quite a few areas. I won't just complete the area then go back and look immediately, so that it wasn't sort of giving me any spoilers. But it also means that if I've got stuck anywhere, I've got something to go to as a reference to get me out of that pickle that you get yourself into sometimes. So yeah, and then it tells you about your boss battle, and it tells you what page to go to for tactics with the boss. So then we've literally just got all of this, and as I said with the previous looks at these books, I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time looking at each of these because I don't want to give away anything to you guys accidentally. I'm not even going to show you the end few pages because I don't want to give you anything even subliminally. So you get the idea, it's all the way the same principle, the same layout for each area, each thing. So now we have Opposing Forces, chapter 4. So these are the creatures of this land. So basically I think this is all your beasts and NPCs, etc. So that's chapter 4. So again, another big chapter. So it always strikes me that that means, you know, you're getting a lot of information. They're not shirking on each one and just sort of thinking, oh, we can't put too much in, we haven't got the space. They're putting a good amount of information about them. What I always like is that you get to know the names of the enemies as well, because sometimes you just don't know what they're actually called. So it says about this chapter, we've got regular enemies first, then strong enemies, sub-bosses, and then bosses. So and then it sits here explaining the attack table, about super armor, etc. So what we've got is their statistics, information about them, and then broken them down. So we've got here the Ashina soldier, and then we've got the different types. So they're basically carrying different weapons. So you've got the general information, the statistics for each different type. So I think here there's 4. So it's showing the 4 different types with their different statistics. And then you've got a paragraph on each as well, just to give you a bit more information about that. So, and then obviously some lovely artwork and some screenshots showing a lot of information here about these different, and I don't want to give anything away again, so I'm not going to look at the end where will be the bosses and stuff, so I'm not going to show those because I don't want to spoil it. If you don't know what the bosses are that are coming up, you don't want me to show you and you see what they are and you're like, oh, I wanted that to be a surprise. So I want to be sure that you know that it's not going to be shown. So now we've got chapter 5, progression and analysis. There are an abundance of possible routes to reach the goal. end goal, and each one has benefits and disadvantages. This chapter is for the shinobi who knows the value of planning and preparation. It lays all the possibilities out before you so you can leave almost nothing to chance. Do you know what I've just realised? I've only just noticed they're different colours. Yeah, the chapters are different colours on the edge here. So that's lilac. So you can easily find the next chapter because you just find where you can see on the edge here. I don't know if you can see it in this camera light, but you can actually see when you on the edges that there's the next one, and then all of that is 3, and that's like a pinky colour, and then we've got this sort of tan taupe colour for this one, all of that, and then we go to like a peach colour and then to green. So that would have been easier as well. So if you're trying to find a particular chapter, that will help you as well. So looking at this, so we've got here, this looks like an overview of like a whole map area here. So you can see here, you've got it named, and it's just this lovely little map. Almost like a little sketched map. Very, very pretty the way it's done. And then we start here with the game progression chart. So it's telling you different options and different things there. I don't particularly want to go through that at this point. I'm going to read it a bit more before I look at it, but it's giving you that like flow chart. As it says, giving you the different options. Then the different maps. So the following pages are home to maps of the entire game presented in the recommended order. These maps reveal all of the important progression related items, upgrade materials, NPC locations. All guaranteed enemy drops are shown along with those for New Game Plus where they apply. We've also included enemy lists and details on farmable items in the area. Key items are shown in purple, upgrade items are shown in red. So we've got here, we've got Ashina Reservoir, and then it says encountered enemies, legend, and then you have your map. And then we have the next one. I'm not going to show you them all, but this one's just got a bit more on it, so I thought that might be helpful. So then we've got the progression flow chart, and going one step deeper than the game progression chart, this section provides the big picture overview of all the steps needed to get through the game while collecting every gourd seed, prayer bead and skill tree. Then we've got upgrade analysis, and they were telling you that. And then we've got about your enemies and their weaknesses, damage types, so all information about that. And then we're on to chapter 6, sensitive information. So it says the denizens of Ashina each have their own concerns and desires, and these often conflict with the wolf's goals. How things play out and what you'll learn along the way depends on how you treat those you encounter. This chapter gives you knowledge you'll need to easily tell friend from foe. And isn't that cute? Isn't he cute? So NPCs. Again, we've got event flow overview, and then central characters with quest items, interactions. So that's a list of all the interactions you can have with this character. Same here for these ones. So that's all your characters and how you'll interact with them. Illusionary Hall Monk. Eavesdropping opportunities, so where you can eavesdrop, and I guess what you'll find additional details. So, and it also gives you a page, so I guess that's taking you to the walkthrough, so you can get a little bit more information on that. Achievements and trophies. So I guess if you're like a completionist type person, then this is going to help you with that. And exploration. These are unlocked by finding the Ashina territory's most elusive denizens and, if need be, defeating them. Some of the most powerful foes you'll encounter are listed below, and it's possible to miss them if you don't stay attentive. So that's that information there. Then again, I probably don't want to give that away in case you don't want to know. Sorry, this is the completionist information. So that's really helpful, I guess, because if you really want to do that 100%, then that's making sure that you're sitting there at, 99 or whatever and thinking, what the heck have I missed? Then you've got something as well. So you don't necessarily have to use it literally as a list to tick off. I mean, you could do, but it at least gives you the option as well. If you've done most of it, but you're still missing a few things and you can't work out what you're not doing, then it, I guess, will help you with that as well. And then that is it. We are at the end, and we've just got the index here and nothing more. And that is the end of the book. And it is heavy. It is a big old book and really, really nice. So much information, and I really, really love these Future Press guides. I think they're really, really nice. Definitely finding there's so much good information. So pluses and negatives. Frankly, at the moment I can't see any negatives. I think it looks all really, really well done. The maps for me are fine. I didn't find anything too small. I think the information looks very, very full. The quality of the book looks great. So I can't see anything wrong with it. Obviously, I haven't played the game, so I can't comment on whether the content is actually accurate. But I guess, as I said on the previous videos, if you guys have played the game and you've had the guide, let me know. Do you think it's a good guide from the point of view of the content being accurate? Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed taking a look at this guide, and I will see you again soon. Thank you so much. Bye for now. Bye.